I'm Bernice Hansen, and I've been with the company since it started.
My name is Bob Brooker. I was the first employee.
I started out with the company and worked part-time.
Mom and Dad were involved in the Nutrilite business with Jay and Rich in 1959.
Been here almost 29 years. I'm the son of Bob Rooker and the father of Don Rooker.
Well, I think the partnership that Jay and Rich had, you were able to see all the way. I grew up in it. I watched it. They were neighbors.
But we went out to get 100 customers and said, this is what we need. We figured out how many customers we needed in order to take care of our family.
Bob worked for them first, and then he called me and asked if I'd be interested in working with him. And so then we started out in Rich's basement, filling orders.
My husband and my son-in-law and David, my grandson, they're all for Amway.
My grandfather was one of the first employees, one of a very few, and he started in manufacturing, helping mix soap.
Of course, in 1959, the very formation of Amway, my parents were there and very excited and committed to building an Amway business.
And today, most of my family works there. My son-in-law, my two sons, my daughter-in-law all work there.
The bottom line is they still had integrity, value, commitment, honesty, exactly what those families represent.
그 회사의 정신이라고 생각합니다. 회사에는 회사의 기업 이념이 있고 창립자의 정신이 있고 그렇지만
I mean, if you kind of look at the transition of how things have gone over the years, transition not only from first to second generation, but the transition from who we were to who we are today, that's what it is.
This company has real strong belief in values.
They've started out with good principles.
Must be a good place to work, or we wouldn't all still be here.
The fundamental values of who we are that both Dad and Rich put in the business, things like freedom, things like family, reward, hope, integrity, all those are things that employees aspire to as well.
Podnikání s Amway neděláme jenom pro peníze, děláme to i z jiného důvodu. Samozřejmě morální hodnoty zjišťujeme a kvalitu života.
All of the people that work here, they put in a lot of hard, honest work to keep things going.
It's never been just talk with these people, right? From when I first hired here, it was just inspirational going to employee meetings.
And they just started a new building, and I was in here on a Saturday morning, and Rich was in here. And we went out to look at the construction site, and Rich got talking to him, and he said, well, we went to Union Bank yesterday to borrow the money, but they turned us down. And I said, oh my goodness, what are you going to do? He said, we're going to build a building.
One of the things that is nearest and dearest to me is the time I've been able to spend with my family, and especially my parents.
Family, as it relates to this company, is community. It is people, a group of people with a common interest that cares about each other.
The people that work for me and the people that work with me, they mean something to me.
And our emphasis on individuals, it isn't something that's just a fad that's going to just fade away.
Instead of limiting your growth, Amway helps you to grow. And then we have no limits. You can go as far as you wish.
Fortunately for us, they did build it on freedom, hope, reward, and the right principles. They didn't take shortcuts.
Those fundamentals have always been part of this business and will always be part of this business. They are essential to who we are.
The importance of giving back to the community.
Willing to put sweat equity into achieving something.
We're helping people. That's the biggest thrill of the whole.
Because they encourage you to be the best you can be.
There was one lady that had a sick daughter that couldn't stay in school. And I said, okay, I will give you a month's supply, free, and you give it to your daughter. Well, there was such a difference in that child that you wouldn't believe it.
主人が震災で突然本当に亡くなりました。その時もアムウェイをしてましたので、本当に主人亡くなった後もグループの方たちっていうのがたくさん家に駆けつけて、本当に家族付き合いする仲間がたくさんいてます。
One of the most successful stories I've heard is a family, a woman who, for the first time in her life, because of her business, was able to buy her kids new shoes for school that year. They'd never been able to do it before.
Una vez
Ocupé del seguro mucho, mi hijo se me enfermó. Le iba a pegar una enfermedad que se llama peritonitis. Y así pues en el seguro me dijeron, vayas traído un poquito más tarde, quién sabe, no la cuentes.
इसके द्वारा सिर्फ मैं अपनी ही इच्छाओं को पूरा नहीं कर रही हूँ, सिर्फ मेरी एक और भी इच्छा थी कि मैं अपने जो मेरा अपना समाज है, जो मेरी सोसाइटी है.
They become better, more positive. Their self-image has grown. They've eliminated fear. Some people who said they'd never get up in front of a group and speak can and do.
This business is the greatest self-help course that we could ever have because we have so much available to us to, to learn to be a better person.
It's given me a good livelihood. I've done very well, I figure, for a young guy who never went to college.
I mean, you just look at this family. Everybody's making a good living.
It's been my bread and butter my whole life. All my family has worked here. They gave us a job.
I'm very thankful, okay? I'm able to be the person I am today because of the opportunity.
Amway v České republice je pro nás důležitá a bude úspěšná, protože nám dává kvalitu a dává nám svobodu, kterou jsme tady dlouho neměli.
This is really nice for my whole family. I have 6 kids that work down there. I wouldn't want my kids scattered all over the country because we all get along good as a nice big happy family and they're all happy down there in Amway, so it's good for me, good for them.
Everybody has different goals in life. But if somebody's been striving for one of those goals for a long period of time and hasn't been able to do it, they come into our organization and we're able to help them accomplish that goal to improve their life. That makes a successful day.
I met Jay in the plant and I said, did you ever think that you'd get this big?
This isn't a bad job. This is a good life.
So I don't know how we could ask for much more from them.
When you think about what the legacy of the business is going to be, it's never going to be thought of as the second generation and what legacy they leave. It's always going to be thought of as first generation and what legacy they leave. And so everything I do almost works towards helping the legacy of Rich and Jay.
In the beginning, who would have thought it could grow this big? Who would have thought that this idea would truly be international? But when in people business, you find out that although there are different languages, different cultures, different backgrounds, people are people, and there's a lot of common dreams. There's a lot of common hopes.
Throwing a rock into a pond and the ripples just keep going out and going beyond what we might have ever expected.
Now after 45 years, it's hard to believe at that time that this company would grow to the size it is today.
Think of those little ripples that started in Ada.
But I think the real spirit of the business transcends from generation to generation. I'm second generation. My sons and daughter are third generation in the business, and the business is absolutely, positively so much brighter for them.
I'm so thankful for guys like Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel and my grandfather, Joe Victor, who stuck to their principles. Because here they are today, still making a difference.
So when I look to the future of the business, I think we are staying focused on those things that stand the test of time. We are staying focused on those things that transcend borders, that transcend languages and cultures, and that allow us to truly be an organization operating all over the world for many years to come.
I remember many times my dad talking about the future and about where things were headed. And I know his direction was very specific. I mean, he said, look, our job is to offer opportunity to people. We want to make sure that anybody that wants to can start a business for themselves. And if we do that, who knows where it takes us.